Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, let's talk about the full moon. And then at the end of the video, we'll do a little energy work as well, just to kind of bring in that energy and solidify it so we're a bit more connected into the kind of magical time that a full moon really is. So, this full moon in May is generally called the flower moon. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, the flowers are literally starting to pop in abundance. Over the years, spring happens to be one of my favorite times to take flower pictures. So I have a minor abundance of them. But you get to see all these different colors. There's lots of blues where I'm at, but you also get some of this beautiful reds. There's some that are yellows, but they're a little bit later in the season. But these are generally stuff you'll start to see in the early parts of May around here, which is pretty cool, honestly. We'll clear some of these out so we can see again. But other names that this moon has acquired over the years are the budding moon, and if you have been outside here recently, you'll notice, especially in the northern areas, you're starting to see a lot more of your apple fruit trees, pears, plums, all that stuff are starting to bud up if they're not fully in bloom. And it's about 50-50 where I'm at, depending on which kind of tree it is. And there are a few Native American tribes that had other names for this moon as well, this full moon in May. Some were called the planting moon, which is time to get your hands dirty, get those seeds in the ground, start tilling some stuff up. Other tribes would call it the egg-laying moon, which is, especially after the cold, you start noticing your chickens are picking up their egg production. And this is also when you start getting the broody hens trying to, like, hoard their eggs, which is what their purpose is, but that's what happens. There's also the frog moon, which, again, kind of fits the season. You start to see more things moving around. And the one that I thought was a kind of a fun name that I wanted to bring forward, especially if you've ever owned horses or donkeys. The term is the moon of the shedding ponies. And if you have ever been around or currently own horses or donkeys, there is floof everywhere. They are shedding so bad you could curry them 3 times a day and still have more hair, which is weird because it's like, where do you keep it? But it is that time of the year. Then we move into, what does the flower moon signify? And when we look at the flower moon energy here, we are really getting into the energy of growth and renewal. It's still in that fun, fertile time that is the extension of Beltane, because it's only been a few days from Beltane, so everything is still a little amorous, if we will say that. So things are really doing a lot of creating. It's a good time for baby making, but it's also a good time to develop new projects, or if you are really interested, you could try for both. There's a lot of energy here that's being offered to expand and to grow, and the flower moon is just an extension of that energy. So this is a really good time to take projects to the next level, start new projects, get into that new thing that you've been, one of these days I'll do that energy. Today's the day. Try it out. This is where you can start making some of those times and really get tapped into that energy. So going along with that, the full moon in general is a really good time to do things that are long-term. You're setting big goals. Some things will manifest at this time. Another fun bit of trivia that I ran across is the full moon is a really good time to accept marriage proposals. And I thought that was special, especially with the full flower moon, which is this one. We are in this beautiful time where everything's coming to life. There's beauty popping up everywhere. And wouldn't that just be the perfect touch to propose to that special someone? So, something else to think about as you're going through the next day or so. We also want to get into a little of the zodiac, because depending on which branch of the zodiac you follow, I do traditional, so we'll go with that. The full moon is actually going to be in Scorpio. And as the card says, it's time to release your negativity. So when the full flower moon is in the watery sign of Scorpio. Um, this sign is unique. It's the one of my friends who's really into astrology likes to call it the fire of water signs. And Scorpion has a sting. A scorpion has a sting. There's a scorpion, Scorpio, scorpion. Um, and this is a time where you might want to let some things go. There, you might be holding on to something that's a little bit toxic. It could be some, I can't believe that person did that 25 years ago. Why are you still carrying that? Let it go. And things like that. So you want to let things go. What is it you want to release? And if you're watching this in this moment right now, what is coming forward? What is coming to your mind at this moment that you want to let go of or release? Generally, when you are kind of brought something forward, your mind will bring something immediately up. That's the first thing that you want to try to let go of or, process out. And it's actually a really good time to do that. This moon energy being Scorpio plus the flower moon, there's growth potential. Make some space, move some stuff out so you can, actually enjoy your growth. There's a little bit of a caution that ties into this particular type of energy because scorpions are pretty docile most of the time. I mean, growing up, we used to chase them around all the time. And they don't really sting unless you really get after them. So this is one of those things where you want to pay attention to your intuition. There's something that's coming up, a little word of caution here. Your spidey senses are tingling. You want to pay attention to what's happening if you're starting to feel those things, especially during the periods of a full moon, and this one being in Scorpio, you really want to pay attention. Water is intuitive, so you're just wrapped up in this energy right here. It's definitely saying pay attention. There's something not quite right, and you might want to be really observant and watch how things play out. That's not to be scary or negative, just a little bit of a caution. Pay attention. If you start feeling something's a little bit off, pay attention. And there's also some of this energy with Scorpio that your shadow, which is, that thing we don't want to talk about, might be poking its head up like, hi, it's time to deal with stuff. And that could tie back into the thing that you needed to release. But it also is something that not to be, scared of. You're dealing with a full moon, which works with emotions, intuition, and all that water energy. And with the full moon in Scorpio, which is one of the more interesting water signs, you definitely have this energy where things could be a little more intense than normal. So your shadow might be just bringing up something small, but because you have all of these major influences coming into your intuition, it could feel way bigger than it really is. So it's one of those things where you just want to be careful with yourself. Gentle. I love to say that because it's really true. We tend to be extremely harsh on ourselves, and we can be the most loving, forgiving person to everyone else, but when we look in the mirror, it's like daggers. Well, the scorpion is saying, don't do that, settle down. So if you're feeling that intensity from the Scorpio moon, take some time for you and relax. Go do a nice bath, Epsom salts, whatever essential oils or herbs you want to add to it. Allow yourself some you time. Put on that soothing music, or if you're like some people I know, they get the most relaxed when it's listening to like heavy metal, whatever it works. Find what brings you into your calm space and allow yourself just to feel your feelings. Let them out and let them process, because when the full moon's popping up in a water sign, especially Scorpio, this is a good time just to let it come up, deal with it, and then let it go and move on from it, because you don't have to carry that stuff forward. That's the beauty of this type of energy, is it's calling it up for the moment. Process it. Do what needs to be done. Cry it out. Write out those angry letters and then move on, because it's time to move. Water stays stagnant, it gets sour, it gets gross. If you've never seen pond scum, you'll know. But when you want water to be fresh, it has to move, and that's where it's calling you to do. Allow those emotions to move out so you can free yourself from the stagnation and from the heaviness of those emotions. So it's really a powerful healing energy that we've got coming in, even though it's kind of cloaked under a little bit of like, this might hurt. And it could, but letting those things go is going to be so much better in the long run for you. So Fun part, the full moon in Scorpio, specifically this one, and I thought this was kind of fun, is calling to the inner mage or the inner witch. This is a great time for magic and manifestation. And when we look at it from that perspective, light those candles, set those intentions. This is things where this is a time where things that are in the ether, the thoughts, the spiritual world, bring those into the physical. What is your next steps? How can you see yourself holding it physically in this moment? Release the past, burn those letters, let that stuff go, make space. Sage your house, clear out all that negative energy, invite the energy of creativity. What is it you want to build and grow? What is it you want to create? Bring that forward. Light candles for bringing stuff to you. Golds, whites, yellows, greens, abundance, health, prosperity. Even throw some red in there, get some passion going. Bring in the things that you want. Clear out the rest first, so you get that nice, canvas to work on, and then start bringing this stuff in. It's the energy of the moment. Like, tie into that and really embrace that. So, before we hop into the next part, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions in the comment section down below. And now we are going to bring in a little bit of energy to aid you in your manifestation. There are a lot of different ways people like to work with lunar energy. This is one of the few that I figured out that I really like to do. And since we're working with some energy of Scorpio as well, we're going to bring in the energy of clearing first, clean some space, and then we'll bring in that prosperity and abundance and that joy and that creation. So, settle in and allow yourself to find your breath. Feeling your breath moving in through your nose and gently out through your mouth. Notice how the air moves in, filling your lungs, feeling your belly expand. Notice how the air leaves through your mouth. The body settles in upon itself, muscles contracting ever so slightly. Breathe in, feeling the breath charge your body and your aura. And as you exhale, let go of all tension that you might be feeling in this moment. Breathe that beautiful healing energy back into your body, feeling your aura light up, your body relax. And as you exhale, you fall gently into the arms of the lunar goddess. If you're in a situation where you can see the moon, open your eyes and gaze up to her. And if not, you can visualize the moon in your mind, or there is one right here you can gaze at if you would like. Observe the moon in this quiet place. Feel her silvery energy flowing through you to you. Feel it being drawn into your body, down into your very essence. As the silvery energy flows down, this gentle light reveals that which needs to be seen, to be released. Allow this shadow energy to float to the surface, being carried on that silvery light. As it floats to the surface, we will pluck that energy and toss it away from you. As we pluck it away, we toss it into the flow of time. We toss it into the flow of consciousness, watching it flow completely away from you, clearing out and making space for the beauty and the miracle of the divine moon energy. With that release, you feel the moon's energy fully wrap around your body, wrapping you in light, soothing your energy, relaxing your soul. Feeling this light flow into your energy field, into your aura, bringing brightness and light. In this moment, in this quiet place, what do you want to create? Infusing this energy with the divine light of the moon, visualize what you wish to create in this moment. With this energy flowing in, infuse this image in your mind with more light, more light, more light. See what you're creating coming to you in this now moment. See your life change in this now time with the silver energy of the moon flowing into you, flowing around you, hearing the whisper of the moon goddess. You are beautiful. You are healthy. That which you visualize comes to you in divine timing. You are blessed of the moon and of the goddess of the moon. Step forward in the light of the moon and her silvery grace. Breathing in, being wrapped in the divine light of the moon. Breathing out, you relax in the embrace of the lunar goddess, of the lunar energy. Float in this light and rest in the beauty of the moon. Blessings of love, light, and peace, now and forevermore.